Right, so now we're recording. Cool.
Look at that. Okay.
All right. So we have 5 people online. Can you go to yours and see if I'm still up?
Yes, and I see your screen.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, is everyone ready to go? Still waiting a little bit? Jim, Rick, Randy?
Anybody not have the app yet?
Bill's in. Freon. ACB, DB.
Anybody else struggling to get going? Yeah.
So, if any of the people that are participating online, like Steven, if you wanted to talk, you can just hold down your space bar and speak, and we should be able to hear you. Give it a shot.
Hello.
That worked. So you can either raise your hand by clicking on your name and raise your hand here, or you can unmute yourself by just clicking space.
Hola, amigos.
Oh, Stephen Gore is online. ¿Cómo está?
Muy bien, gracias. And thank you for being formal with the Spanish and not being too familiar, Mark.
You can all come closer too. You don't have to sit at the back. Alrighty. Everyone good with Kahoot? Does anyone not have it? We'll just kind of go over our agenda. Pretty soft meeting. We got a very important meeting next December. It's our AGM. It's our AGM. So I'd like to everybody bring 2 or 3 people to it. Call some people, shake some trees. It's kind of important because we decide our executive committee and any policies we wanted to change. And we'll get to that a little bit now. So right now, we're going to go over like Kahoot and just go over some learning on Scrum's legal dominance. And we'll talk about how the AGM, the procedures, how it'll work. And then I know our local referee organization has kind of been struggling a little bit loading things into Advantage, and to which Advantage to load it into and what game you do, and then also like how to create reports, what to do, how to download video, and kind of really how to use Advantage for your own development. So we'll kind of go through a quick tutorial about that, and then we'll come up with some great ideas for the Winter Social. So as soon as Bramley gets sorted out here, we'll get to the Kahoot. All right. All right, so this is, I don't know if you've ever been to those bars where they have those NTN trivias where they just throw up stuff and you can answer it and then you get points, and like the faster you answer it, the more points you get, the more consecutive answers you get, the more points you get as well. So this is just to be a thing where a Scrum clip will come up and you just kind of decide what you want to do from it. Who should you penalize? Should you play on? Or what would you do? There's only 4 choices. So kind of pay attention on what you would do. Now, Our kind of history with this is that the video takes a little bit to load because it's directly from YouTube, and the Wi-Fi is not the greatest here. So you don't have to answer until the Scrum clip plays fully. And there will be a couple times where the video plays once at full speed, then goes to slow speed, and goes to full speed again. So with that, everyone ready to get your Kahoot on? All right. Are you ready? Winner gets the praise and accolades of your peers. Yeah, you penalize Glendale if number 1 boring in. You penalize NOLA 3 in binding. You reset Scrum where you play on. All right. So we want to see that one again. So we're looking at number 1 right here. Set up. So as soon as you see a Scrum go up, and you see a player basically with his feet off the ground like that, it's an instant penalty on his opponent. It's very dangerous. You don't play advantage off it. You just blow it up and penalize that guy. So again, like Luke thinks he's being legally dominant by driving, but as soon as he drives him up and takes him off his feet, you got to take it out of the game. All right, Joe Zevin. Seen that video before.
Can you enlarge it?
I really can't. I don't think I can. It's the best I can get, I think. Does anyone remember the Claire? Remember the game pin? Oh, it's in the bottom there. 1307687. All right. So we'll watch that again. This is pretty textbook. Look at the white loose head. Thinks he's being all cheeky and dominant, but then like as soon as he gets a shove on, watch his hips, and you can watch his feet. Pretty good. And then all of a sudden, bam, his feet comes out, hips come out, and goes right in. Yeah. So again, slow motion on his feet. Pretty good here, getting a shove on, and then all of a sudden takes a big step out and drives right in. So it's again some of the factors you can look at. You can look at hips, shoulders. If his feet comes out, that's a pretty big giveaway.
Mark, it's been a while since talked about it, but you see Mike trying to like get the loose head shoulder out.
Yeah. Oh, his shoulder out? I think he's trying to get this shoulder out. So I think he probably tapped him on this shoulder to straighten up and get this shoulder out.
Why would you want that
So if when you're binding onto your hooker,
yeah.
I want to do it on screen here.
Probably hooker.
So basically, when you're binding on your hooker,
Yeah.
and he keeps his shoulder tucked in here. There's not a lot of space for the tight head. And what he'll kind of go in an angle once it gets down because you're already set up. If he pops his shoulder out and has a good target right here, there's a lot more space. And also he's also going straight. So we're kind of showing the people the crowd, but so again, like if it's tucked in, I'm already set up an angle right now. If you look at my hips out, but if it's tucked in and going straight, I'm now going that way. So just have that guy pop his shoulder out. It's usually the loose head trying to close down space on the tight head.
What I like to say pregame on that is just that I like to say that the square both as a unit and as individuals, and that kind of fits in with that, right? If that person's tucking their shoulder, this one, then I'll say, remember, I need you to have square practice, right? And if I'm tucking that shoulder, Angela?
So then what would the call be? Would you just be blowing it up and setting the scrum?
So yeah, so if you see it in the setup, we'll kind of go through an advantage. You'll see a lot of people's goals are good scrum setup. So that's your scrum setup. So you're going through your checklist, right? You're having the mark. They're that far away from the mark. They're left of it. They're all binding. Before you even say crotch, this is all things you're looking. You're kind of looking at everyone. And if you see that shoulder tucked in there, you just talk to that one player, pop your shoulder out, right? And then he'll do it. And then if you don't catch it and you don't manage it and he doesn't do it, I mean, you could free kick him, but you just, come on, pop your shoulder. No, when you tell someone to do it, they'll usually do it, right? The next scrum set up, and he doesn't do it, you try and manage it again, but if he doesn't do it and goes right at an angle, it's a free kick. Does it again, goes at an angle, it's a penalty, and you just escalate from there. But again, like, communicate to him. You don't want to be a gotcha ref. You want to create a platform for the players, and part of that is setting up the scrum right.
What I noticed is Mike told him, get your shoulder out, and the guy popped it out for a second, and then instantly it was right back under.
Yeah.
And that's I think we got to be really careful about compliance. It's a really slippery slope if you tell a player to do something and they immediately don't do it, right? A big area you see this is the line-out gap. They're like, hey, step out, step out. They're like, oh, okay. They'll kind of take a little step and then step right back in. And then the referee allows the line-out to continue. It's a great opportunity to just boop, blow your whistle. No, step out, right? You're saying something, this is with purpose and conviction.
Yeah.
And in this case, setting yourself up for success would probably be to either be ready to penalize that guy or just blow the whistle. Yeah, no, I need you to have a square platform. Get it right, otherwise.
Okay, let's move on. Good job. Zevin's killing it. Steve Marino coming up. Oh, all right. Well, we're gonna review this one. Yeah. So legal dominance, right? So here we have a scrum near in goal, right? It's Army versus Iona, and they're going pretty dominant. They're just beating them, right? So what are the three outcomes of this scrum are going to be? Push over try. That's one. Collapse. What's another thing? Penalty try, or Black could knock it on in the effort of scoring it. So when you have a dominant scrum near in goal, like Army does against Iona, those are really the only three outcomes you could really get. I mean, if they're going forward, they're going to score a try. If they don't, it's probably going to be a penalty try, or they knocked it on, right? So let's, I don't know if I can replay that. Oh, there we go. So yes, you kind of see the tight head driving up and in, but that's just the white head not taking the pressure and coming up. Like, there's not much you can do. That's going to be a try all day, right? Yeah, I mean they are dominating that, and because of the 3 collapsing it, easy to go into the sticks. You don't have to give a yellow card on that because who would you bin? Yeah, you could. I mean, when it's a front row kind of thing, you don't have to give a yellow card. You can just go penalty try, way to go. And Angela, do they have to kick the conversion? Good. All right, moving on. It's Ed murdering it. Marino Esteban. Oh, look at that's his name forever, Esteban. All right. So what Lee does here is she free kicks green 3 for not taking the pressure and standing up, right? But we see that Lucid just getting up and around on it. So unlike the Army scrum where it's going forward, right? That's a whole scrum that's legally dominant. If you have one side just going in, that's not legally dominant. We need the whole pack to go forward. Yeah.
At what point do you not just redo it? I see what she called, but would you not just do a reset?
It's pretty tough when you're okay, so you're not wrong on that, right? So let's take this in context. This is MLR and WPL, right? And this is a standard where we want to set at the high levels. So if you go to, like D3, D4, everyone's safety, let's early in the game, right? Let's create that standard and reset it. And that's absolutely correct. But when we get up into the D1A, that stuff, it's not our jobs really to kind of baby them through this process, right? But it's a great question. Phew. Snake's coming up. Esteban's going down. Gee, I wonder who this is going to be on. Watch the whole clip. So that was a little giveaway. That was a reset. What happened in that reset? Watch the clip again before you answer. Look at her. Ooh. Look, now look. Okay. I know. It's just, I'm showing this one a lot. This is a tough one. Ooh, this is tough. I thought this would be a lot easier. tough one. You see a tight head boring in, but the setup gave it away. She collapsed down and in, and she wasn't square. So typically, Glendale number 1 has been notorious for scrumming in, right? It's Sarah. But she's been trying to stay straight no matter what the outcome. And let's just squash this, and we'll kind of, got it on right. So you're kind of going up, going down and in, right?
So why didn't she stop it then and get the?
She did. I just cut it out.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So you see her butt out right here, and her body kind of going in. If you watch here, like she's already kind of going in an angle. Look, her shoulders tucked. And then watch number 1 is she tries to stay as straight as she possibly can without following her in. So you can see her butt kind of come out, and her back's already in an angle right here. And she's already in that angle right there going in towards the hooker. And then she's trying not to follow her in. She's trying to stay out of it and trying to stay straight. How do I get rid of this? All right. It's my first time using Zoom like this. There we go.
Whoa, I'm on the board though. I'm on the board.
Are you on the board?
What are the
Now
odds?
we can't see what he wants. He always.
What color is life?
Life's in gold. Sorry, should have thought of that. You can. See if I guess. Yeah. So they started in black, so it was black on black, and they changed at halftime. So at least they changed at halftime. So Old Blue clearly has a shove on, right? Clearly pretty dominant, and Life can absorb the pressure and stands up on it.
Did it say unbound?
Yeah, so 3 unbinding. So when 3 bails out, when the prop stands up and can't take the pressure, it's unbinding. They're unbinding the scrum. Really. There is no stand up in law. So I mean, clearly all the black is going forward, and Life can't take the pressure. I don't know why you try and drive a scrum from the 50 meters, but you know,
Because you can.
because you can. No. Oh, Randy. Who's fast D? Oh, and Zed. Oh, two more. So would you like to zoom in and let's do this and then I'll go out. Yeah, I'll give you the black PK driving up too.
Okay, I'll take my point.
Yeah.
You like the leader to the line.
I can see that. Yeah. It's tough. But does he drive him up or does he get? He drives him up? Okay. Okay. Well.
Scoreboard.
Life isn't fair sometimes. Okay, well, I'm not going to do it now, Joe. Yeah. Also, oh. This is tricky.
Throw a ringer in there.
It is. So let's watch this right here. So usually when a scrum comes together and there's an early drive on, it'll come together and it'll move a little bit, but be stationary. And then someone will get the drive on. If it comes back and if it comes together and it's just moving right there, they're not taking the pressure. So watch this scrum on blue. It never becomes stationary. So blue is not taking the pressure and they're stepping back. So you need to give resistance to the tight hit. So the call should have been, well, reset. So you can't penalize 16 for that because blue never took the pressure. What you can penalize is if they come together and stay square and then 16 comes on. So usually they'll come together, stabilize a little bit, actually lower and come back up, right? And then when they get the drive on, you can free kick for an early drive. But if it just comes and falls down like that, this team never took the pressure. It does. It totally looks like goal's pushing early, but because blue has to give her resistance. So if she did, it would stabilize and then blue try and get her shove on because it's blue scrum, but they just fall down like that. So let's see who won. Oh, all the way from Colombia. Rigged. Is that shoulders?
It's the one, you get 30 seconds.
If I can, I don't know. Oh, I can.
Technically
Can I see all of them? Full screen? I can only see those. I'll save them. I'll save it to the Google Drive. All right. Oopsie.
Very good.
Did it? Good for you. I will make this available. I'll send it on the link so you guys can go and practice on it and look on the videos. Am I? Okay. I just wanted to say, I guess we want to talk about the someone in bed. Turn off your video if you're in bed. Doug. New Doug. Is it Don? Does he have clothes on? All right, thank God for that.
All right.
What's that ball of lotion doing by your safe sport? All right, so
No way.
like I said, we have our AGM coming up. Pretty important meeting. Kind of how the AGM will work is by November 2nd, if you would like to run, and I encourage everyone. November 12th, sorry, November 2nd back then. November 12th, if you'd like to put your name in the hat to take on a role. Our elected roles are chairman and COO, Chief Operating Officer, and the recruiting and retainment position. And that's kind of like what our executive team is right now. Right now, we are still have an RDO and a vice chairman, yeah. And those are just not, those aren't elected positions. Those are just picked by the chair and the executive committee. Kind of how the procedures will work is Steve will announce who's all kind of running for everything, and then we'll have an election. And if you wanted to nominate, if there's any policies you wanted to put out there, yeah. Yeah, could have been Chuck. And then we'll just kind of have all the candidates prepare something and talk about the platforms they want to do, the changes they want to make. Yeah, I got you, Jim, 1 second. And then have a ballot. If you are not going to make the meeting, you can send your executive committee your proxy vote. Give that to, I want to give my proxy vote to Brian Zapp, for instance, or whatever, and then they'll vote on your behalf. Okay? Let's hopefully we won't have any new discussions about random law things that freaks everyone out. Kurt Weaver, I'm looking at you. And then we'll have an election and congratulatory speeches. Does anyone have any questions, Jim? As of right now, Dan put out an email to Joe. Dan Hatchup is standing for his. Steve Gore is standing for his, and Ed Todd is also running for recruitment and retention, and no one has nominated themselves for chair just yet. Well, there you go. Brian Zapp is running for chair. You heard it here first. And you also submitted on it. Yeah. So again, like these are important things.
items to address that.
Well, they could come up with a way to get KIT. They could increase our dues. Maybe get KIT all at once, like kind of like Texas did. like, congratulations, you paid your dues. I noticed that like our kit policy is not quite working. No one's really ordering their kit. Like, of all the new referees here, have you ordered? Do you even know about your kit statement?
No.
Yeah. So again, like, it's kind of all over the place. You could change how we run meetings, the day we have meetings, how we pick Aspen, really kind of anything. Our bylaws, which are published, if you wanted to change those. If we wanted to go back to president, secretary, treasurer kind of things. Really anything. Increase in pay for referees, increase in mileage, anything like that. Yeah, we'll put it to vote. All right. Before we get to the advantage review and those online, let's talk about a winter social. So usually we don't have a meeting in January. We try and sometimes mostly fail when we try and host a social. We usually host them and no one shows up. But I still think we should continue it because it's a good time just to even get together and do some stuff. So does anyone have any ideas? Has anyone done anything with their work or other groups that they've had a lot of fun? I know we all went to Unser Racing one time with the MLR refs. That was quite competitive and fun. We went curling one year. That was actually quite fun. If we did want to do curling, we have to. I think we tried it last year, but the reservations were booked out till March. Top golf would be fun. That's out in Inglewood. Top golf, it's like
Top golf sounds good.
yeah, it's kind of like basically darts with golf. It's just you smack a ball into a hole and you get points, and we like giving away points. Yeah, there's some bowling. That wouldn't be too bad. So, that'd be a good one. That'd be a good team building one. Escape the room. So you got to go through and do a bunch of. I know you just want gladiator battles, Jim. You just want one lion and one referee and have a go. And you could be emperor. I know what you want to do. You're old school. Huh? Paintball? Yeah, but you got to get out. You got to use your wits to get out. Oh. Yeah, we could throw axes at each other. That's good. All right. So does anyone feel strongly? I know Zenobia usually runs some of this stuff. Does anyone going to want to take a lead on this? Anyone online?
I'll do it.
Zap? All right. So please send your ideas to Zap by this weekend.
Okay, no lose. Yes,
Let's do skeleton. See how it worked out for the Georgians. That's probably Leisure.
no, we had the OTC in Colorado Springs. Figure skate.
All righty. All right, so let's talk about this referee video review system we all have. So basically, I can't really see this. So Rocky Mountain rugby referees subscribe to the video review system called AdvantageReferees.com. And the particular one we subscribe is USA.AdvantageReferee.com. So everyone should kind of bookmark this, right? And how you subscribe to it is you just go click here and register, right? You go with Rocky Mountain. Pretty easy. Go right there. Fill out your name, your level of refereeing, or if you're a CMO, and just type in your password. As soon as you guys do that, I'll get an email. I'll go ahead and confirm you. So everyone basically, huh? There are no stupid questions. Well, that's a good point. I would assume, it doesn't really matter, but I would assume,
Myself, no.
yeah, so a C3 and 8, right?
I think if your grade is in who's the rep, if it's been entered, in other words, like those who would not be entered in who's the rep grade wise would be pretty much brand new referees. Just a grade has not been assigned. Not a big deal, not a requirement, but many have had assigned grades in that system. So you can always check on what your current grade is there. But if you're unsure, just C3 is the way to start. And like Mark said, it's not really this isn't your like measuring stick.
No, I just didn't want to, like, okay, I'm way up here, but I know I'm not at that.
It's fine. It's really, don't get hung up on the grade, right? People have registered as pro. It doesn't matter, right? So once you get your username and password, you can log in, right? You go to basically your homepage. You upload a nice, beautiful picture of yourself. Here's your competencies. The green ones are the ones you've been working on the last game, and if they're dark, if they're blue, it means that the last time you've had a coaching report, the coaching has told you to work on these 3 competencies. Okay. So here's all of our competencies again. You can view them. Here's a list of all your matches. Since I'm basically a CMO, I don't have any matches in here, but these are the ones I've coached. So here are the referees. And then here are the dates, whatnot. So what you'll want to do is, so if you get your video, you want to do a new report. Or you can also click on all the members. And if you wanted to go look at someone's video, because Mike Hill just refereed a game, and you can go watch those teams because you have those teams coming up. If you knew that, there's that access to it too. You can click on Brian Kelly's report, read his report right there. Or if your favorite referee is Austin Reed and you want to see some reports and mirror yourself after him, you can do that too. Or if you really like Buzz McLean's coaching reports, you can go read there. So it's all transparency, right? All these referees are an advantage for USA. And there's over 285 reports. It's pretty good just this year. So here's a list of the competencies. So if you need some help making your goals, kind of what we are looking for at a line out in mall, right? Some stuff on space, some stuff on scrummaging, the breakdown. These are all the technical competencies of the game. Foul play. These are all areas we want you to referee, right? And then we have strategic competencies. Effective advantage, big decisions, empathy and materiality. This is getting a little more technical as you get down, more high level. Contextual refereeing and attaining balance. So in theory, like the ones up here are the easier ones to get. So as a C3 or level 8 referee, you probably would be good for you just to focus on these 4 things, right? Or maybe these 4 things, right? Setting up a line out, setting up a scrum, right? And fair contest at the scrum. Those are 3 good goals just to work on. You don't have to pick up 52 goals. You don't have to do all these. Rome wasn't built in a day. Pick 1 or 2, work on those, nail it, move on to the next one, right? Pretty easy.
So you're doing a self-assessment on this thing that we have accomplished.
Yeah, you're going to want to put your goals. You're going to see how you did with your goals, and the coaching report will come over the top and say, no, I think you did this and this, right? And again, the coaching report shouldn't give you like 1,000 things to work on. It should kind of focus on what you've done, and then here's some things you did some good. Consider this as well, right? So those are competencies. Also, if you see something in your game, you can throw up with a message. Hey, this happened in my game. What do you guys think of this? Oh, okay, I think it's this. Or here's something that you haven't seen every day, right? You can categorize it. Okay, so now you have video of your game, and how do you get it in here? How do you even start your report? This is where it gets everyone hung up. You can you click on New Report. You can add your ARs. Spell that, whatever. Again, like you would put this is me logged in as a coach. So you would pick your referee here, Kurt Weaver. You can enter Glendale, right, versus Black Ice. Change the color of the teams, right? What competition is it? High school, women's, da 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 da. Is it a league match? Is it a playoff? Is it quarterfinals friendly? Right? There is a way to go see what levels they are. Where is that, Joe? Do you know where that is? Yeah, it's on ours, isn't it? So basically, the levels are really quickly high school girls, high school boys, you know, D3, D2 college, D2, D1 college, D2 or D1A, like WPL and MLR, right? Again, that's not necessary. It doesn't matter if you put whatever you want on it. Just try and figure it out, right? And then, oh, here's where you load your video. No, you can't load your video quite yet. You have to save the report, which is right here. Save the report. So once you do that, you'll get an uploaded video link. So if you were smart and brought your computer and ripped the card to your desk, you can just drag and drop the video. You can drag Gavin's game and click upload video and drag the game right there. And then hit upload. Or you can browse from it. Yeah. Well, I'll show you that. Now, the other part is, where do you get the video? Well, a lot of teams put their stuff on Huddle, and again, you can download it, get a link from them. That's the important piece, is you have to follow up with the teams. This is why I bring like my computer. I mean, in the pre-match Wednesday conversation, are you videoing your game? Can I bring my computer and rip the game directly from the card, or can I ensure that you're going to send me a link to it? They'll put it up on YouTube. They'll make it private. They'll put it up on Huddle. They'll give you a downloadable link. So if that's the case, and they do, oh no, screen sharing stopped. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yeah. Is it back?
Yep.
Yeah, but how do I manipulate that? Okay, there we go. So basically what I use for YouTube is I have this online video converter. And I just basically grab the URL from YouTube. So if we're going to go to our YouTube page, go to a game, copy the URL, make this MP4, and just convert it. Don't click on any of this stuff. I can't see it because it's not so full screen, but there's a way to get out of that. Where is that? Oh yeah. All right. So then it's already done. You just download it. and that'll tick.
Since you know this works, can you just write it like step by step? Give us a tutorial that you can find.
Sure, there is a video. There is a video that there is out there, and I'm recording this, and we'll send this out. Okay, and again, just upload the video. The video, it's really kind of dependent on how big it is. You really want it to be around 5 to 6, less than 5 to 6 gigs. So if you do take it from like someone's computer and they're recording it at 1080p, it's gonna be like 13 gigs. So give me a call if that happens. We can figure that out. It also depends on your bandwidth, how much internet you're on. So if you have dial-up still, it's gonna take forever and a day to upload. But if I can get it done in about 10 minutes because I have pretty high fast internet. So let's just go to report real quick. So once your video is up in there, oh, sorry, you gotta click on Steve Gore. This is what it'll look like. There's your video link. Here's where you put your goals. Here's what you're working on. You click these. Here's your kind of what you've done after the match. And it'll say view playlist. I actually say create playlist here for you. So, so you click on create playlist. Kind of, it's going to load your video, and as you can kind of tell, you can play your video here. You can go back 30 seconds, back 10, back 5, back 1 frame, play it at regular speed, play it at quarter speed, play it at half speed, and then forward. Right? Here is kind of how you work your game. So let's play your game. So you can select first half, second half, what team it is. It's the blue team committing a thing, so let's just play it here a little bit. Sorry, our internet is slow here. So, oh, there's an infraction right there, right? It happened at 22:44. Timeout is that. Now again, let that build that up a little bit. Give it a little ramp up. See what happened. The guy coming in off their feet, right? It was at a ruck. It was a penalty kick. It was the attack side injury, and it was blue 2, right? And then here's where you develop yourself. This will change from red, green, and blue, or red, green, and yellow. If it's a pretty clear decision, easy to follow, clear as day, nailed that call, leave it green. If it's something that you just flat out made a mistake on, you missed a knock on, you missed a high tackle, it's red. You'll miss it, you'll get it on the next time, right? If it's something you're like, ooh, I penalized hands in the ruck, but I should have got the tackler away, then you can leave that orange or yellow, okay? And all you do is add it. Sure.
So typically when a referee is doing this, are they going through every decision throughout the game, or are they only flagging the ones that stand out, positive and negative?
So what you should tag, and we'll kind of go back out. Go back to the report. So you have to tag all your penalty kicks and free kicks, right? If you're lucky enough to have TMO, you can tag those. You tag them as, yeah, it'll sort this all out. So you tag all your penalty kicks and your free kicks and your scrums, and then you tag your scrum resets, and you tag advantage gained, whether it's advantage gained or not, and what type of advantage gained or not. Scrum advantage gained or not, penalty advantage gained or not. And then you also need to tag your scores, try, conversion, penalty try, drop goal. So it'll calculate your scores for you up here. Yeah, Randy.
This thing about the words, advantage scrum means it's like knock on.
So yeah, knocked on, you're playing advantage, scrum advantage, they gain it, tag it gained. So if we go back to the playlist. So you want to tag your, these are penalties, right? Penalties at tackle, penalties and free kicks at tackle, penalties and free kicks at all of these, right? Here's where you would tag a scrum reset. General would be in front of kicker, obstruction, random stuff. Right, here's your advantage scrum not gained. Now this is a little, it's pretty easy to do, advantage scrum gain. And advantage penalty not gain is a little interesting. So you're paying advantage to blue, right? And you don't gain it, you go and tag that. Ultimately, that's going to be a penalty against red. So you got to go back and tag the penalty against red for what it is. Okay?
You could be tagging things that you missed, but now you're watching the game again, saying, oh, I should have caught that.
Yep.
How
That should.
long does it take to do this?
It takes about 2 hours for a beginner, about an hour for an experienced person. But you get pretty quick because you can just jump 5 seconds, right? Jump back. So if you saw something, jump back 5, click a thing, click forward twice, 5 seconds, click it out, tag it, da-da-da. Pretty easy.
And then, as far as what referees Rocky Mountain would be wanting to use this, like, I can imagine the obvious ones, somebody's trying to make people,
Yeah.
and you're looking to demonstrate through transparency your performance on video, right?
Yep.
And that would be a way for a path to promotion.
Yeah.
Maybe C1, I could see this too. Where would the rest of Rocky Mountain use this? Obviously, a strong developmental tool, regardless of promotional games or not.
Yeah.
Would you recommend everybody try this if you're just keen to it, or is it more just for those who want to take the next step, bringing their performance?
So how I would use this is if I was a C3 or level 8 referee, I would go in here and I would kind of I know I'm going to watch Rick. I like Rick. I think he's a good ref. I'm going to check out some of his reports, see what he's writing down, try to emulate him. What are his goals, right? Because a lot of those you just don't get video. It's very difficult to kind of get video. I got about a 20% success rate when I go to games. When I go to games, I will literally bring my computer and grab the guy's card. I've done that the last 3 times where I've used my solo shot to get video on it. So that is the challenge. So C3, C2, you're kind of going in there. Maybe you do get video, you want to throw it in C2, you want to give it a shot. You know, do it like a tournament or sevens or something that's smaller. Pretty easy to do, like an Aspen video. It's 20 minutes, pretty easy to tag. Happy days, go in there, try and play around with it. For some of you refs that live in the mountains that don't get coaching a lot, you know, you can kind of, in Wyoming, this would be a great tool for you. You know, you get coaching on it, then you email me and say, can you assign me a coach on this? I got my video, I got it tagged, right? It is difficult the first 3 or 4 times you do it. It's not going to lie. But we just don't, USA Rugby, MLR, even Rocky Mountain, we don't have the money or the 5 coaches we have in the room to send everywhere. And this is just an easier way to do it. And this is how it's getting developed at WPL. All WPL matches were coached through this. All D1A matches are coached through this. All MLR matches are going to be coached through this. Right? So this is how it's going to be done now. That's how development will happen. All right. So
also, as Rocky Mountain Rugby referees, we've invested in this tool. So we've already paid for it for everybody to use. So it's up to you how much you want to get out of it. And obviously it's complex. But I know when I first started refereeing, I would eat this up. Like, this is what I wish they had. Because I enjoy that type of review. How I geek out on being able to flip out the game. And then also as a resource for all of us to learn, imagine if we had, let's just say 30 or 40% of all high school games with Rocky Mountain flipped up. We were able to see patterns and things that are happening. Is this a high tackle? And by adding it and flagging it, and adding it to our discussion, so that we can present it to our meeting and say, what do you think? It's our job to meet here once a month and try to get this approach to things. And now we have a resource that will allow us to do it.
Jim, 1 second. And again, like now that we subscribe to Zoom, we can, everyone has access to this. So if you wanted help someday tagging your video, Brian can log into Zoom, do a webinar just like this, and we can screen share and do it, right? You're not alone in this. I know it seems daunting, and but we'll dedicate the time and do this. Like a lot of our referees know how to use this. A lot of our coaches know how to use it, and we're happy to teach you. Just it's a tribal knowledge thing, right? Jim.
Two things. One, this is a wonderful system, but it really depends on the quality of the video.
Absolutely.
Here at Glendale, you're going to have good cameras. See you, and there's a guy holding the thing about shoulder high, and there's another way.
Yeah.
However, when you do have decent videos, I have, as a coach, I have found it really, really helpful and actually a lot of fun. And I've done this at national level, because I can sit in my living room and have done a report. Respond to Joe Jones in Boston. And you can pull up the clip, and I can pull up the clip, and we're about 1,500 miles apart, and looking at the same 30 seconds. And we can talk on the phone. You see that? You see the red arm go up? Just like we were watching the code. So it's really, really good, I think, interaction between coaches and reps. So you can about that, or Naomi, you've got somebody looking at it, and you or hold it, you can go over and do that point you wanted to use.
So
Really, really helpful.
to some extent, to elaborate on what Jim is talking about, this is WPL, and sorry to name names, but this is not great video. So even at the top level, we're still not getting great video. This is very difficult to do a report on. Trying. So again, we're all in this together. We're all in this together. Huh? So Zoom is the platform where we're broadcasting our meetings on. It's basically a webinar service. So you can say, Mark, let's do a video coaching session. It'll be just like kind of like this. You can have your video on your computer. I can share my screen. I can show you how to do this. It's like a webinar. Remember when we would do webinars on GoToMeeting, or if you've ever been on some of those, and the video quality is not good? I can play video on this through Zoom, and the video quality is a lot better. So it's not like all glitchy and stuff. Zoom is a platform, like a webinar video conferencing platform. Yeah.
I would like to see this will be a platform for major. It's something that we can roll out something that's slightly and this would be hopefully I'm getting on the
Yeah.
Hour and 20 minutes of game time.
Yeah.
They edit them down so that you get rid of the dead space between whistle and scrum. Who did that work? Talking to teams. And I'll tell you what. So when you're starting out, this really is awesome. You should totally do it. No, I'm saying, but budget like 2.5 hours, maybe 3. Yeah.
I can get them done in about an hour.
You look at the same book 6 times and figure out what you did. I mean, okay, just compare to this, that. Maybe
You can do it on
an hour, but we're looking at like 2.5 hours.
I mean, look, today it's 2018 on a lot of high schools Some really nice items. Yeah, drones, everybody's got it. So the quality of video is only going to go up, and the accessibility. I mean, live, you can download it after. So the video portion, although not perfect, will take care of that. One other piece of the go-to-meeting aspect is that, you know, you mentioned it, it's really on us to add a meeting to all the meetings, right? Advantage in things like this is we want to get visual evidence of what we're trying to do. But another part is showing up. So go-to-meeting is another resource that's really much available. I think the goal would be to get attendance through live, and then also follow up who goes online. If you work here and work online, have you at least gone back through what we're as a society? And, you know, for the referee, that's like, well, I'm never getting a time. These are some of the steps that we society need to hold each other accountable to make sure that we're in the market. So, yeah, and then just beyond that, so we can share things, put out things, share them with us. So who's what we've seen, there's the Colorado guys, and it's just sharing resources.
Yeah. So as I'm like compiling again, I'm trying to do a lot of things for you guys. Rocky Mountain TV is on YouTube. As I load matches, if I find matches, I tag them on here. Right. As I get info, videos, different tournaments, whatnot. This is all something I've asked you to kind of go and subscribe and get notifications, and you'll kind of see this kind of go on and on, right? You guys can load stuff up on YouTube, send me the link to it, and I'll add it to this. Or if you can also add it to, I can also give you guys the logins, and you can also help me out with this, right? We need to update this video. This is quite old. For those of you that are assigned to national competitions, the only difference in Advantage Referee is it's Pro 2, right? And there's instructions on that. So I think Rick and Randy, we've been on some of the D1A calls. I know Chuff and Cam have struggled. They've loaded their other games in USA, but everything else is in Pro 2. Okay? Same kind of thing. Basically, yeah, once you break all the stats, you can go in here and you can see how many defensive tacklers, how many tackle assists I've had, how many attack have I had, what are my ruck penalties, what are they for, what are my scrum PKs, was for hinge. And you can go into your playlist. Yep, you can go in your playlist and you say, you know what, I'm really struggling with scrums today. I want to play all my scrums. And it'll go through it, it'll play all your scrums. Right? So get in there, take a look at, see what they've write, see what referees write for comments, and kind of think about when you do get video, how you'll do it. And I'm happy to help you with any of them. I'll help you doing it, okay? Again, that's a good clip. That's interesting, is add to the message board right there. Oh, I've never seen that before. Let's get an opinion on this. Any questions? I know you'll have a lot. Email is rdo@rockymountainrugbyrefs.com. Happy to take it. Any questions online? Steve Gore, Steve Marino? Chuff Son?
Yeah, when are you gonna do the review of my match?
And with that concludes our November meeting. I will see all of you in December.
Don't forget, if you want to run for election,
No, I was just playing with it. Someone speaking?
I was going to ask, when are you going to do the coaching report on that match?
By the elections.
He said,
Yeah. En español, por favor. I'll get that done. Sorry about that. I'll get it done. Katie, do you have a question? All right. Thanks, guys. Yep.